Welcome to a Monday episode of Student of the Gun Radio. You like my fake enthusiasm?
Yeah, it's a thing this week.
Oh, enthusiasm actually is a thing this week, and
by thing, I mean leadership trait that we discussed on the grad program.
that is true. That is true. Last Thursday, we talked about a leadership trait, and it was enthusiasm. Yes, indeed. Express enthusiasm. I am doing that. There you go. It's a new era. It's a new day. A new era has dawned for the United States of America. See, when you went to sleep yesterday or the day before, whenever it was, you thought you were going to sleep in a constitutional republic, in a representative republic that was called the United States of America. Then when you woke up, it was different. It's no longer a representative republic. It's no longer a constitutional republic. Now we have a chief executive who has granted himself the authority to order and command the citizens to do his bidding. You're like, what? No, Paul, that can't possibly be true because that's not America. That's not how it works. Oh, well, you might think that. But peasant, you might be wrong. We do have a Duracoat finished firearm of the week. We're going to talk about that. And then, we also have a new friend. We're going to introduce you to our new friend. We're going to do all of that in just mere moments.
Welcome to Student of the Gun Radio, proudly brought to you from the SDS Imports studio. If you want quality that's affordable, visit sdsimports.com. We don't just talk guns and gear, we also discuss current events and politics, because guns are politics. Now sit back and listen louder to your co-host, CEO of Full 30, Jared Markle, and your beloved host, the pimp hand of America, Professor Paul Markle.
Yes, indeed. All right, well, first things first, if you happen to be watching live via YouTube, Facebook, or Discord, and we are doing this live, in case if you're watching it live, hi, there you are. If you're not, that's fine too. You know, this is America. You can do whatever you want. Well, it's not America, and you cannot do whatever you want. We're going to throw that phrase out.
You got to stop saying that.
We used to say, this is America, you can do whatever you want, but it's no longer America, and you can't just do what you want.
Well, in fairness, we do have people from 170-some countries. So
that is true. We have people all across the globe who are tuning in to hear how Americans behave, and they're tuning in to hear what our advice is.
Do you like how I said in fairness, so I didn't trigger the other thing?
In fairness, to be fair.
You did it. Dang it.
Oh, all right. So, if you've got questions, we've got answers. Go ahead and throw them in live. So here's what we're doing today. As we're doing this live, we're going to do show 1 live, show 2 live. Then we're going to take a break, and we're going to come back and do show 3 and show 4. I'm so excited, my voice broke. Of course, show 3 and show 4 are the grad program Big Boy, Big Girl episodes.
Did you say chauffeur?
No, show 4. Show 3 and show 4. Okay. And if you'd like to watch those, you need to be in the grad program, but I know a lot of you are. If you're not, you can do that. All right. Let us introduce you to our new friend. We have a new friend, and our new friend is called, their company name is silencercentral.com. You guys probably thought that getting a suppressor was hard, difficult, too much of a pain in the butt. And you're like, well, I've got a buddy, and he's got one, but I heard you have to fill out a bunch of forms and this and that and that, and I don't know. I don't know if it's worth it. Here's the deal. silencercentral.com. If you go there, and I'm actually there right now. You're there? Well, I mean,
there.
I'm on the website. Yeah. I'm not, I was kind of amazed to to learn the total number of services, the amount of services that they offer?
Oh, yeah.
As a matter of fact, when you go, you can just, you instantly click a button and it says, "Hi, how can I help you?" And you're like, I guess you can answer this question I have. But here's the deal. If you go to silencercentral.com, what they will do for you is they will help you find the silencer that you need, whether it's a 22 silencer or 9mm or 308 or whatever, everything in between, whatever. And then once you do that, they'll walk you through the paperwork process. They'll set up your NFA trust. And then this is kind of the crazy, miraculous thing. Once all the paperwork's done and it goes all through, they can send it and deliver it to your house. This is when you said, "Stop." What now?
Yeah, buddy.
It's not a gun. Well, I know it's not a gun. Right. So it's not a firearm. So it can be 100% perfectly legally. Once they walk you through the trust paperwork and all that crap, and your tax stamp, once you do that, once you've got it, they can actually just send it to you. So, wow. And they also have a ton of other services. Huh?
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that they do here, but there is more information on all of this stuff. SilencerCentral.com. There's a button that says "Our Process," and so you can get educated on the process that they use. They say that they make buying a silencer as easy as 1, 2, 3.
Yeah,
that's a 3-step process.
Yep, and something else that they also have is they have payment programs. So, like, for instance, I went on to, I clicked, they have a 30 caliber can it's a modifier, or it's a, what do you call it? Not a modifiable, what's another word for modifiable?
Adjustable?
Another word. No. I'll think of it later.
It left your brain.
It left my brain.
Things, yeah.
Because I'm reading and talking and then clicking at the same time. But here's the deal. You can either pay for it in full or you can pay a deposit and then pay 4 payments over time. And when you break it down like that, like when you break it down to $250 deposit and then 4 payments, you're like, why not? That's what I was thinking. Why not? Why not? So there are new friends. Check them out at silencercentral.com and be sure to tell them that the Pimp Hand sent you. No, don't do that because it'll confuse them.
Just say, "Student of the guns sent me." That's funny.
They'd be like, "I don't know what's going on," but people called and they're like, "The Pimp Hand sent me." And I'm like, "What does that mean?" "I don't know. We haven't figured it out." And they also wanted a Bruce Jenner commemorative too. And I don't know what that is.
No.
Stop.
Those of you that have been here since the beginning, you know what we're talking about. Well, we won't mention the company.
That's right. If you've been here from the beginning, you know. If not, then, you should have been here.
It's one of those inside jokes that caused a lot of pain and suffering for customer service department. And so we had to chill down on that.
Because I overestimated. I
good
overestimated the ability of my audience to define and understand sarcasm. All right. Well, I guess it is time for us to move on to the Duracoat finished firearm of the week. Doug Arnold, give yourself a gold star. Go get a gold star and put it on your forehead and wear it on your forehead all day long. And when people ask you why, say because you are the smartest kid in the class. Doug said, people said adjustable, variable, modular. It's a modular silencer. It's a modular silencer. That's what I was looking for. Thank you very much. All right. So, but getting back to the Duracoat finished firearm of the week. Ooh, look at that. This is when you go, come on now. You just did what? Yep. Look at that. Money, 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 money. This is my High Point C9 with a gold slide and cash pattern grips. Yes. Oh, the hate that flows from the sharing of this is just it's a beautiful thing. So here's the deal. What's the deal with the gold? It's called Duragold, and I know when I hold it up to the camera, it's kind of shiny and it's reflecting the light and so forth. But Duracoat doesn't just have normal colors like blue and green and red and black and stuff like that. They actually have metallic colors, and they have a color called Durachrome, which makes it look like chrome. It's not actually chrome like from a technical scientific standpoint, but it looks like chrome, so who cares? And they also have a Duragold, which makes your guns look like Saddam Hussein's or who else? Who else had a gold AK? Didn't Pablo Escobar have a gold AK? I think he did. So if that's something you're into, or maybe you just want to do the accents in gold, maybe you want to do the controls in gold or whatever, Duracoat has a Duragold process, which I put on this High Point. Pablo Escobar, there you go. On this C9. And the grips, I did not do the grips myself, obviously, because they're an image. These grips, they came.
I thought you grabbed a paintbrush and did those.
Yeah, I took a paintbrush and airbrush and I did them because I'm that good, man. No, the cash grips came from internet.com. I knew that I had to do something special for this gun. So I went to internet.com and I bought them on the internet. So this is a High Point C9. It has a Duragold pimp slide. It's all pimped out, and it's got the cash grips on it.
Wait a second. I just saw a nice gold AK. Is that what that was, Zach?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that if Google is to be believed, that is Saddam Hussein's AK. Or
was.
Ultimate War Trophy, Saddam's gold-plated AK-47.
Okay.
There you go.
I just caught a glimpse of it as you were cutting it back to the regular thing.
And that's why the smartest people in the room all watch the video version of the show, because you get to see stuff like that.
Yeah, you get to see stuff like that, man. Man, like totally, man. So there you go. Duracoat Finished Firearm of the Week is the pimped out gold slide C9 from High Point. And if you don't like it, then I don't care. It's my gun. It's not your gun. All right. So there you go. Now, Jared, if someone is interested in becoming a Duracoat expert and doing it like a pro, how could they get involved in that?
It's super easy. Go to studentofthegun.com/Duracoat. Takes you exactly where you need to go.
Right where you need to go. And that's going to be in the show notes, right, Zach?
It's there.
That will be in the show notes. It is already, in fact.
All right. So the next thing, this is for Zach or Jared. Who's going to take this next ball and run down the field with it?
That was a Zach thing.
All right, Zach.
It is a me thing. So as you all know, everyone is tired of F-Book and Twitter, and lately we've been having a problem with Instagram, shockingly enough. Am I loud enough? I probably am. Whatever.
You're plenty loud.
Exactly. So I went ahead and went over to one of our favorite sites, MeWe. And I set up. Recently, we had just a regular profile, but now we have an official Student of the Gun page. You can go and follow us on right now on MeWe.com. We are going to be at Student of the Gun, obviously. We're going to be updating it regularly. If you're trying to get, and also we've got is the rally group a public or private thing?
It's for a grad
the rally
program,
point.
All right. Well, if you join the grad program, you can join that. Ryan could possibly shed some light on that. Is that a public or a private thing? Ryan's telling us right now, private. So if you join the grad program, you can get on that. But if you're not in the grad program and you just want to follow us off of Facebook, maybe you deleted Facebook, maybe you're just tired of Facebook, head over to MeWe.com right now. There's a link in the notes. Just follow us there.
There you go. Sweet. There you go. All right. And now would be a good time for me to remember to put my phone on airplane mode so that it doesn't ring.
That's actually a great reminder. Yeah.
That's a great reminder. All right. Crossbreed Holsters wants you to be dangerous on demand. They want you to actually carry your freaking gun, like I'm doing right now. That's right. I'm actually carrying a gun in a Reckoning holster on my right hip. And if you go to crossbreedholsters.com, use the promotional code SOTG, well, what'll happen? Well, what'll happen is you're going to save money, and you're going to get a 100% made in the USA high-quality holster, and you'll be a happy camper, or a belt or mag pouch or whatever it is you feel like getting. I don't care. Brownells at brownells.com. Check those guys out. They have everything to go in, on, and around a gun. In, on, and around a gun. That's right. And if you text BRN to 556-223, well, then they will send you messages. They don't spam you. And I actually only get messages from them on occasion. But when I get the message, it's because, hey, blank is in stock. Do you want it or don't you? And the answer is either yes or no. How many times have you guys gone to Brownells and you did the notify me button? Notify me. Jared, is the Credova financing thing new, or has that been around for a while? I think that's new.
I've never seen that specific one.
I think it's new. Yeah. So I'm on the website right now, and it says Credova, which is, I'm sure, a credit thing. It says Credova financing available on your next purchase is within range. Pre-qualify without affecting your credit. Click here for fast approval. Okay. So that's something new that they're doing at Brownells. So if you guys, you're bopping around and you come across like an upper receiver or something, and it's $8.99 or $7.99, you're like, ooh, man, I kind of want that, but I don't want to have to drop $700 or $800 right now. Then the guys at Brownells are like, cool, we got you covered, man. We'll just go ahead and bust it out in credit, and you can make payments on it. You're like, I can? Yeah, that's kind of how that works. So check those guys out, brownells.com. And, of course, if you'd signed up for the newsletter, you'd already know that. That's right. You would already be aware of that. How many of you folks out there have signed up for the SDS Imports giveaway, the giveaway gun? Because we're giving it away. We are. Jared has it in his hot little hands right now, or in his hot little house right now. Don't you?
I do.
Don't you? So what you should do when we do Wednesday's episode is you should trot yourself up to the stairs. And I saw the shotgun box yesterday.
Yeah. The pistol's right there by it.
Get that pistol and hold it up to the camera and wave it around.
I can do that. I'll bring the shotgun too.
Okay. So, kids, there is an exclusive one-of-a-kind pistol that we're going to give away to one of you in the audience from SDS Imports. It's a PX9, Papa X-Ray 9er, but it's a Papa X-Ray 9er that there's only one of in America, and we have it, and we're going to give it to one of you freaks, and all you have to do is go to SOTGgiveaway.com. That's SOTGgiveaway.com. And if you haven't signed up yet, well, you're wrong. Go ahead and do it, and when you do that, you will be entered to win as long as you're eligible. If you're not eligible to own a gun, then don't sign up, because we're not going to ship you a gun if you're not eligible to own a gun. That's kind of how that works. I mean, you can sign up, but whatever.
We'll ship it to your FFL, and then they won't.
Yeah, we'll ship to the FFL, and then he'll say, nope, sorry, you can't have that. Bro. Sorry, bro. We talked about our bros at High Point. High Point has a... I kind of wish my pimp gun had a threaded barrel, but there should be.
Well, the good news is silencercentral.com, they offer barrel threading services.
They do, but here's the trick. The barrel has to stick out farther than the slide.
Yeah. Well, I mean, a Dremel.
If the barrel doesn't stick out farther than the slide, then you're out of luck, bro.
Jared, what do we say about Dremels?
5-day waiting period.
Well, that's fine, because you're going to have a waiting period on your silencers. So
that's right. You'll actually have your Dremel tool.
You'll have it. You can make the adjustments, and oh man.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. By the time it shows up, you'll already have your Dremel tool.
For those
5-day waiting.
Yeah, for those of you that don't pick up sarcasm, I'm joking. Please don't do that.
What is he talking about? I went to Sears and got one, and I didn't have to wait. Yes. Yes. And we already discussed our new friends at Silencer Central. Go to silencercentral.com. That's DOT.com. No, it's not. It's period. So if I said Silencer Central period com, do people in England say .com or do they say full stop com?
They probably say .com.
I don't know. You Brits over there. Hey, do you say full stop com? And this is when they're all like, what? You know, if you voice text and you say full stop, it'll drop a period in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. But what do Brits say for comma? Pause?
Skillipapo.
Oh, you're going to get letters. Zach's going to get letters now.
Bring them on.
All right.
At least I have good teeth.
Now you're going to get more letters. All right. Everyone, shh. Quiet. And listen to this.
Attention, new listeners. We produced a complimentary online training course called 7 Training Tips That Could Save Your Life. Get instant access by joining the Student Lounge for free at studentofthegun.com. Do you watch Student of the Gun TV, read the blog, and follow us on Facebook? If you answered no to any of these questions, you are wrong, but you can easily fix yourself. Go to studentofthegun.com to find everything SOTG.
Oh, so as the show progresses, every once in a while I'll look at the comments that are coming in, and Brett Loy reminded me about 2 James Bond movies, Goldfinger, which was a very good movie, and The Man with the Golden Gun, which was probably one of the crappiest.
That was the best one.
Stupidest, most poorly written James Bond movies in the history of James Bond movies. So, but they both had the word gold in them. So there you go. Oh, I told you guys last November that I was going to stick with you, that I wasn't going to give up, that I wasn't going to quit and go become a Walmart greeter, even though some days that job looks better and better. Kids, Jared's going to read this story, and then I'm going to go ahead and comment on it.
Do we have to do this?
We have to, because we cannot ignore. This is not something like can be ignored. Like, well, it'll just go away.
No,
this is not going to go away.
It's getting worse. So this one is from apnews.com. Sweeping new vaccine mandates for 100 million Americans. It says, in his most forceful pandemic actions and words, President Joe Biden on Thursday ordered sweeping new federal vaccine requirements for as many as 100 million Americans, private sector employees, as well as healthcare workers and federal contractors, in an all-out effort to curb the surging COVID-19 Delta variant.
All right, let's go ahead and stop for a second.
Yeah,
before you go 1 second for one. Right. Am I the only person on planet Earth that has the ability to point out that there was no Delta variant until all you imbeciles started taking the shots? Am I the only one that has the capacity to point that out?
The
There's
royal
gonna be-
by the way.
There's going to be more variants.
Yeah,
there will be. That's just
there has to be
how these things work.
because that's how we get our power.
Well,
You see, now in the past, I know where you're going, Jared. You're going to say, well, bird flu and SARS and swine flu, they all had variants.
no, I
and
mean,
so forth.
if you just look at the flu, there's different variants of the flu. There were always
Right.
There's going to continue to be adaptations.
But here's what we didn't do up till the year 2000. We didn't use a virus as an excuse to destroy the economy and destroy our political opponents and wreck the Constitution and enslave the people. That's what we didn't do up until 2020.
You think that there's a labor shortage now? Wait,
You know
until
what I
people-
say?
80 million workers. Wait until half of those people say, "No, I don't care."
I think it's wet, man. It is so big. I'm not a trade unionist, and I'm not a collectivist by any stretch of the imagination. But you can't fight tyranny all by yourself. If you're like, well, why don't you go do something, Paul? What we mean? Why don't I go do something? I do something every day.
We have to do it.
We have to do something. It is so far beyond time for people to just say no, done, I'm out. Have fun. You have fun running your factories, your hospitals, have fun running those with no staff. All of you management, administrative people who declare and mandate and order, have fun. Go ahead and have fun delivering all that, manufacturing all that. Have fun. Bye. Go ahead and continue, Jared. I'm going to sip this coffee.
I was just going to point out that I remember vaguely that that President Biden got in front of a camera in like December of last year, or I can't remember if it was before the election or after the election, but I remember him getting in front of the camera saying that he will do everything in his power to make sure that vaccines are not mandated. But here we are, fast forward less than 12 months later.
But now he's been pushed too far. This has gone too far. Now he has to.
Go ahead and read the quote, the hubris from this mongoloid. And it's going to take.
Yeah. We're public.
All of the self-control that I can muster to make sure that this show keeps with its family-friendly rating. Because this is beyond the pale.
We've been patient, but our patience is wearing thin.
Says Joe Biden.
Yeah. And your refusal has cost all of us. He said all but biting off his words. The unvaccinated minority, quote, can cause a lot of damage, and they are, end quote.
This guy, you see that in the United States of America, in a representative republic, in a constitutional republic, it is the absolute job and duty of the media, of the press, of a free press. There's a reason that Amendment 1 is Amendment 1. Okay?
No, they just kind of cobbled those all together. They didn't have there was no thought process. They just thought, oh, this sounds good. Let's put it on there.
Okay, there's a reason why Amendment 1 is what it is. Because our founders knew that as time went by, that the natural tendency of man is to what? Seek power. The natural tendency of government is to give itself more power. See, government is not supposed to. It's not the job and the duty of government to give you freedom. Our founders understood that, and because that's never the case, and it never turns out to be the case. The government, by default, well, they want to take care of themselves. We knew this. We've known this from the entire history of man, whether it was England or Spain or France or Rome or Greece or whatever. We've always known that the history of government is to continuously seek more and more power. And left unchecked, all governments become tyrannical. We knew this. We understood this. Amendment 1 guarantees a freedom of the press and a freedom of speech because that is the bulwark, that is the guard against an out-of-control government. You see, the job of the press, of the media, in a constitutional republic, in a representative republic, is to continuously and to nonstop question government and to call them out. The job of the media is not to take whatever the government tells them and run with it and become their propaganda machine. The fact that every media outlet in the world is not screaming at the top of their lungs right now against this is basically demonstrates the fact and the reality that they have abandoned their duty, that they've decided to neglect it, that they've completely and totally thrown it away, and instead have joined with the state to become part of the ruling class. We have pointed out things on this radio show about the COVID, about the masks, about the, about the unconstitutional mandates and orders and rules and requirements. We've pointed out things that are so blatantly obvious, and that any person who's their first year in journalism school, right? Somebody who's trying to get a degree in journalism should know. Why? How is it fallen upon little student of the gun to point out historical and legal facts, such as, Jared, let's go ahead and, first of all, if we believed that this COVID thing is really the greatest threat to mankind, which it's not, but if we believe that, you still cannot just arbitrarily force Americans. The Fourth Amendment.
Well, you can if they don't stop you from doing so.
The Fourth Amendment, the right of the people to be secure in their persons. There you go. Houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures shall not be violated, and no warrants shall be issued but upon probable cause, supported by oath or affirmation, and particularly describing the place and person to be seized, and so forth. Kids, the government has no authority under any circumstance to order you to take a shot. Well, no, Paul, it's an emergency. No. The Constitution does not become null and void because the government declares a state of emergency.
Also, I think we're long past the point of this actually being an emergency.
Yes, it's not. You know what's an emergency? The destruction of our economy is an emergency. Yesterday, we get these basically field reports all the time. We get field reports all the time from our listeners, and they'll send messages. They'll say, hey, where I live, about a week or so ago, one of our listeners said, hey, I was over, talking to a client, and they said that they make inexpensive items that go to like the dollar store and Walmart and so on, right? And of course, they have to make them in China because otherwise they wouldn't be able to sell them. He said their factory in China, they had one single COVID diagnosis in the whole factory, a factory of hundreds, if not thousands of people. They had one COVID positive person. So what China does is they shut the factory down for 2 weeks. No production, zero. You're like, well, yeah, China has the right to do that. But see, where's all those products going in that factory? Well, what do you mean? Who owns the factory? An American company. So all the products are coming to America, but now they're not going to make them. Okay, cool. We're at a record now. 44 cargo ships are sitting off the coast of Los Angeles. We've shared several articles. We shared one from a 24/7 News. We shared another one from BusinessInsider.com, and we've shared all these. And what's on those ships? It's not just Christmas presents. What's on those ships are parts and components that the United States manufacturing industry needs to finish products. We talked about this. Cars, trucks, camper trailers, whatever, things that are just sitting not finished because they don't have the fill in the blank. They don't have the turn signals. They don't have the power switches. They don't have the whatever, water pumps. They don't have the whatever. That's what's sitting on those ships. And they're in queue. So they queue them up. It's like an FIFO, first in, first out, right? So if your ship is number 30 out there, it could be months before it's unloaded. And then you guys know how customs works, right? Well, what do you mean customs? Like when they take a crate, a container off a ship and stick it on the dock, a truck just doesn't come up, pick it up immediately and truck it off, right? No, it has to go through customs. And then it has to wait in queue to be. So now American manufacturers are literally months and months and months behind. You say, well, I'm not planning on buying a car or a truck or a camper, so I don't care, Paul. You care about eating? You care about food? 2 weeks ago, we shared with you that one of our listeners said they work for a turkey meat processing plant, and they're down to essentially half staff. So rather than running 2 full shifts of meat processing, they're running 1. He said, and he's going to be nameless, but they're at the point now where they don't have enough people to process the meat. So the birds come in, they cut the breasts out, they butcher them, they cut the breasts out. The rest is wasted, and only the breasts are processed and go out because they don't have the people. Yesterday, a completely and totally different fan out there and see, these people are all out in our world. Minnesota, Maine, Wisconsin, Texas, California, whatever. They're all out there, and they tell us what's going on. You saw the message I sent you. A canning as in food canning. A canning facility can't get enough. Let's see. It says the canning facility is not getting the corn that they normally get to can and produce as canned corn. He said, therefore, they're not producing it. It won't be going to market. What? Yeah. They're not getting the product. Why aren't they getting the product? I don't know. Why aren't they getting the product, kids? So you say, well, I don't care about X. I don't care about trucks and campers, and I don't care if truckers don't have trucks to drive. I don't care, because trucks are bad for the environment anyway. Yeah, they sure are. We should load up all the food that you need to eat in electric, in the Leaf or the Volt or the whatever, and we should truck that to your local grocery store. Kids, while you're being distracted by this COVID bologna sausage, the economy is falling apart. Who's going to pay the bill? What bill? The $1 trillion unemployment bill. Who's going to pay that bill? Well, what do you mean? It's just government money. It's tax money. They use tax money. Oh, heck, I forgot. I forgot that the government just has mountains of money to hand out. This is insane. But let's get back to the reality of the situation. In a constitutional republic, we have 3 branches of government. We have a legislative branch, an executive branch, and a judicial branch. The executive branch is law enforcement. They enforce the existing laws that have been passed by the legislative branch and have passed judicial muster. That means that the law has to obey and follow the Constitution, whether it's the state constitution or the United States Constitution, before it becomes an actual law or is valid. The chief executive, whether it's a governor, a mayor, or a president, has none, zero, no authority in a constitutional republic to create laws. None. They cannot create law. They don't have the power. The fact that every news media outlet in America is not screaming right now and pointing out the fact that the president has no authority. You say, well, yeah, but he's the president. He can do whatever he wants. No, he can't. That's not the United States of America. The president is not a king. They have rules. You say, yeah, but if you work for the executive branch, they can order you to do blah, blah, blah. No, they can't. Go back to the Bill of Rights, Jack. And here's what you need to understand. You say, well, I'm a law-abiding citizen. Okay, cool. You just said the word law, right? Yeah. Are you a mandate-abiding citizen? Are you a rule-abiding citizen? Are you an order-abiding citizen? In the United States of America, law-abiding citizens are supposed to follow the law. And laws become laws when they go through the constitutional process where our representatives, following the guidelines of the supreme law of the land, following the guidelines of the Constitution that guarantees individual liberty, not mob rule. I don't give one fat rat's rear end if, quote, the majority say everyone should get the mystery shot. Because guess what? In a representative republic, I have individual liberty, and you can venture forth and fornicate yourself. This is not mob rule. The United States is not a democracy, and Joe Biden is not the king. If that spineless worm, Mitch McConnell, had any honor within his body, he would institute, well, here's the deal. There is not one single congressman or senator who can go along with this without being a complete and total traitor. Every congressman, I don't care if they have a D or an R or an I next to their name, every single senator and every single congressman should be on the floor today railing against this. The president has no constitutional authority to order you to get anything. Nothing. The Constitution does not become null and void because of a supposed state of emergency. Because, folks, I said this last year in 2020. I said, if we can ignore the Constitution, if politicians can use the excuse of a crisis to ignore the Constitution, then we shall never see the end of crisis. Then for the rest of our lives, there will always be a crisis. Well, the crisis gives me authority to ignore the Constitution, ignore the Bill of Rights, and strip away individual liberty from the citizens. So we will always have a crisis. How will we always have a crisis, Paul? Because the government owns the media. Because the media has completely and totally surrendered and abdicated their duty. And they become the propaganda organ for the state. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, MSNBC, CNN, they're all the same. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what you need to understand as my listening audience. Yes, I know that you want to be the reasonable person. I know that you want to be the law-abiding person. I know that you want to be seen as an upstanding citizen. Great, that's awesome. You also need to understand that the president is not a king. that the United States Constitution is still the law of the land. And right now, the President of the United States is committing treason against the nation by granting himself, by assuming more authority than the Constitution gives him. Joe Biden violated the law. Joe Biden is a criminal. Do you hear me? Joe Biden just violated the Constitution of the United States. You say, okay, well, it's unconstitutional. The Constitution is a law. When you violate the law, that is a crime. I know we don't seem to put these things together. When you violate the supreme law, you become a criminal. Ladies and gentlemen, Zach, I've got to look this up, and I'm going to drop this in there. It's called, please, talk to the kids. I have to come up. I have to look something up. I have to give them things. So talk to the kids at home.
I was just reading through the rest of the story, and there's a lot of there's a lot of things that are used in this story on apnews.com. There's a link to this in the notes. There's things that are mentioned that are like, for instance, it says Walmart, the nation's largest private employer, said in late July it was requiring all workers at its headquarters in Bentonville, Arkansas, as well as managers who travel within the U.S. to be vaccinated against COVID-19 by October 4th. But the company had stopped short of requiring shots for all of its frontline workers. CVS Health said in late August it requires certain employees who interact with patients to be fully vaccinated by the end of October. That includes nurses, care managers, pharmacists, etc. And the reason that I brought this up is because if you look at, there are a handful of states who have, who their governors have said, no, we're not putting up with this. There are a handful of states that have done that so far. And that's the next step for this is states have to have individual liberty.
They have to be sovereign.
They have to be sovereign. And so the first line of defense for this is the state, your leaders who you elected to be in power in your state. And so it's up to, it would be up to you right now to either call or letter or whatever your representatives, because if it gets past that, then it comes down to you. Who is it after the state's leaders?
The sheriff.
It comes down to the sheriff and your community.
In the community. I've got it. All right, we're going to wrap. We're going to close with this. All right, people of the United States of America, if you're in a different country, just eat popcorn and watch. Title 18, USC, Section 242. I learned this when I was in the police academy a long time ago. How old am I now? Has it been 30 years?
Old enough.
All right, it's been about
old
30,
enough to know better.
Old enough to know better. It's been about 30 years. Listen to this. This is the law. This is the actual law of the United States, in addition to the Bill of Rights and so forth. But listen, Title 18 USC Section 242, quote, whoever under color of any law, statute, ordinance, regulation, or custom willfully subjects any person in any state, territory, commonwealth, possession, or district to the deprivation of any rights, privileges, or immunities secured and protected by the Constitution or laws of the United States shall be fined under this title or imprisoned for not more than 1 year or both. And if bodily injury results, that means they force you to take a shot, you get sick, you get paralyzed, you die. If bodily injury results from that action or an act committed under a violation of this section, to include the use, attempted use or threatened use of dangerous weapons, explosives, or fire. That means if somebody comes with a uniform and a gun and points it at you and says, you have to take this shot, or results from an act of kidnapping or attempted kidnapping, the term shall be no less than shall be fined, entitled, imprisoned for life or both, or maybe, I'm going to get this sentence, or an attempt to kill. The person violating this, Title 18, shall be fined under this title or imprisoned for any term of years or for life. That's life imprisonment, or both, or may be sentenced to death. Did you hear that? You say, what in the world did you just tell me? Deprivation of rights under color of law. That means if a person who works for the government, state, local, federal, uses their position and authority to deny the citizenry of the rights guaranteed them by the Constitution of the United States, that is a violation. That is deprivation of rights under color of law. Why is this so important? Why is this in the law? Why did we do this? Because our founders and the people who put this country together knew that eventually someone would attempt to use their position in government to strip away the individual liberties and the rights of the people. They knew this was going to happen. And because they knew this, because they understood in a representative republic, in a constitutional republic, individual liberty is so important that it must be guarded. And those who would take it, those who would use their authority in government to strip away the rights of the people, must be put on notice. The language of this bill, the language of this law, was written deliberately to warn people in government, don't do it. Do not attempt to use your governmental authority to strip away and violate the rights of the people. Because if you do, the offense, and this is, and it's in here. You say, I don't believe you, Paul. I don't believe you. Fine, don't believe me. Read it with your own eyes. It's in the show notes. The offense is punishable by a range of imprisonment up to a life term or the death penalty, depending on the circumstances and the injury resulted, the resulting injury. That means if someone uses their governmental authority to cause physical harm to the citizens, to strip away their rights, and by doing so causes them physical harm up to and including deadly force or death, that person or persons who do that may be charged with and penalized with the death penalty. That language is in there purposely, deliberately, and very strongly as a warning to people in government not to use their position to strip away and violate the constitutional rights of the people. By his actions and his words, Joe Biden yesterday violated the Constitution of the United States. Joe Biden is attempting to strip away the individual liberty and rights of the people. Joe Biden is violating the law. He is currently engaged in the deprivation of rights under color of law, and it's right there in black and white. Whether it makes you uncomfortable, whether you don't like it, whether you don't want to believe it because it's too bad to be true is immaterial. It's there, and the fact that every single news outlet today is not running a story about deprivation of rights under color of law, the fact that every congressman and senator is not on the floor saying, hey, P.S. Title 18 U.S.C. Section 242, deprivation of rights under color of law. That is criminal. Anybody who goes along with this scheme is a criminal. Sorry. Hate to bust your bubble. Hate to, I'm sorry to interrupt your Black Panther party. I'm sorry I disrupted your Black Panther party. Little Forrest Gump for you guys there. But that's the reality of the situation. And that's what we have to face up. Americans we have to be the adults. We can't be the children. We have to be the adults. And adults sometimes have to make hard decisions. And they have to face up to difficult problems. That's what adults have to do. And it's time for you to contact your governor, your state senator, your federal. You should contact every single one of your representatives, both state and federal. And you should tell them, no, you need to rein in these out-of-control mongoloids. You need to rein these people in because they're violating the Constitution and they're threatening our rights. And if you want to drop in Title 18 USC 242 to remind them, in case they never heard about it, why am I the one who has to deliver this message? Why isn't every reporter on CNN right now running this story? I guess that's a valid question. Why isn't every congressman right now standing in line to get to the microphone to read Title 18, Section 242? Why aren't they quoting this back to the Mongoloid in chief? Why? Ask yourself that. And if they don't, then they are conspirators. They are co-conspirators along with him. That's the long and short of it. And sorry if it doesn't make you happy, but we have to be adults, and adults have to deal with real problems. And adults have to stand up and look problems in the face and deal with it. So it's time to be an adult. It's time to take action. And you can do it, and you should do it. We got an FYI.
Yeah, we got to close up the show.
All right.
We're already 15 minutes past. Yeah.
All right. On Wednesday, Chipman defeated. Keep it up. And more about, how do California gun laws work? Well, we'll tell you. We'll tell you on Wednesday. Until then, stand firm, stand tall, and remember, you're a beginner once.
You're a student for life.
We appreciate your reviews. If you haven't left a review or updated yours recently, head on over to Facebook, iTunes, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, or your favorite podcast player to voice your opinion. Don't forget to join us at the Student Lounge, a place for like-minded individuals to learn, connect, and support each other. No chicanery will be tolerated. Remember to check studentofthegun.com daily for new, free content and giveaways. Watch, listen, read, shop, and connect at studentofthegun.com. Are you a social butterfly? Connect with us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter for new content each and every day at Student of the Gun. Watch Student of the Gun TV and videos from our trusted partners on Roku, Apple TV, Amazon Fire TV, Chromecast, and even AirPlay. Go to studentofthegun.com for direct links, and remember, you're a beginner once, a student for life.
You scared me with that.
Yeah.
And that was the first episode of today. Once let me put up the thing. Boom. Push.
We got 2 Mondays in a row that are like we got Stairway to Heaven and Kashmir.
That's funny.
Wait, what? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to go
Wait,
get
what?
a drink and I'll be back.
Different way.
Yeah,
All right,
I'm going to
guys.
go get a drink too.
Yeah, we'll be back in just
5 minutes, 10 minutes.
Fi-
Eat in here.
Let's say 5 minutes because he just said drink. So, guys, we'll be right back.
Oh, you look like a little pastel Easter egg this morning. You're so pretty.
Aw, look at the baby Ruth.
All right, pull the music down.
Oh, right. You could still hear it.
Yeah, I can still hear it. Hi, baby. Hello, Blue Eyes.
That's going to take a while to get used to.
Hi. Hi. Paga. Paga loves you.
Paga.
Yes, I see you. You gonna come see Paga?
Gonna see him come see Paga next week. Gonna see come Paga.
You come see me, spend time with Paga and Maga.
Paga. Tap, tap.
Tap, tap.
Say hooray. Say hooray. Are you happy and you know it? Say hooray.
Oh, wait. What?
Hooray.
I think I did the wrong thing.
Turn around.
Come on.
Turn around.
Right.
That's right. If you're happy and you know it, shout hooray.
Hooray.
She either loves or hates that microphone. I can't tell which.
She loves it. Hello.
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 Harold. She did say MAGA. Grandma is MAGA and Grandpa is PAGA. Because
That's right.
babies can't say multiple syllable words.
That's right.
Oh, she said grandpa.
Did you say Pim Pan? Yes.
Yeah! She said it on live.
Yes.
That's a pencil. That's Dad's pencil. You gotta leave that right here.
Pim Pan.
All right, we're gonna take you back upstairs now, okay?
Pim Pan. Love you.
Bye-bye. Love you.
Paga, Paga, Paga.
Aw.
Bye bye.
I love you, Paga.
Paga.
I love you, you angel.
What do you see? What's down there? Yeah, what's down there?
What you doing?
In a world gone mad, Bobby, at least we have Ruth.
That's right. We got baby Ruth.
All right. Say bye-bye. Love you.
Mwah. Love you.
Love you.
Oh, she said love you too.
Oh, we got that on stream.
Oh, my heart is melting now.
Oh,
Oh,
bless her tiny little baby.
that's
heart.
it. My heart just melted.
Oh, that's what we needed after that last episode.
Oh no! I just saw a newsflash. Oil-soaked birds found near refinery.
I don't care
Well.
anymore.
I guess we should just shut down the oil industry. No more gasoline for any of you. We need to send Anderson Cooper down there to stand waist deep, to stand knee deep in the muck, and that's what we need. Maybe we can destroy the economy of the Gulf Coast.
A little bit more. Just a little bit more economy destruction.
Yeah, we don't need oil or we don't need energy or food or anything like that. We need shots.
Hey, question:
We need
Can you
magic shots.
Can you declare a state of emergency over like a depression?
No.
Are you sure? Not like being sad, but like the Great Depression.
Wow.
What?
No.
Okay, just checking. Oh, shit. Whoops. I mean, poop. Whatever. We're not recording. It's fine.
Yeah, we're not recording. You can say shit.
Yeah. Or can I? Yeah. So, thank you, Tristan. We appreciate it.
Oh,
how did
I have no patience for fucking slaves. I am not going to put up with fucking slaves, and I'm done
I mean,
with
we probably shouldn't still be saying those things, like, intentionally.
it.
Those,
Ah.
those naughty words. Hey, Jared, what's up?
Hello.
What is he? Yeah, okay.
He's looking at his phone. Do you have something to share with the class?
Do you have something to share with the class?
Yeah.
Yeah, on the show.
Okay. I'm an idiot. Well, there goes that drink.
Well, there goes that drink. All right.
Did you fill in the thing?
The thing and the thing with the thing. And
thing.
what thing?
The Brownells thing, which currently has.
Oh, with my brain. I filled it in with my brain. Oh, okay.
Okay, there's the topic of the episode, I guess.
Yeah. No, the crevetta or cravata or whatever. You want to talk about that? Okay.
Sure. I don't care what you talk about, as long as you talk about something.
I will definitely talk about something.
Well,
I
there we
promise
go.
you.
Then I'm happy.
I promise you that I will do that.
Alrighty. Boop.
Do 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 do.
All right.
Do 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 do.
Oh yeah, that reminds me. Did you see the Larry Elder thing?
About the white chick and a monkey mask throwing eggs at him?
Yeah.
Nope, I didn't see that.
Okay. Is that
You mean the complete and total hypocrisy of the U.S. media?
correct?
That a woman can throw eggs, wear a gorilla mask, and throw eggs at a black conservative, and the media snores and doesn't care. But if that would have been Jesse Jackson, we would have had to shut down the world. If that would have been Jesse Jackson that had happened to, we would have to shut down the world, find that person and kill them. We would have had to send a DC police officer to kill that woman.
Yeah.
But if you're a black conservative, white liberals are allowed to attack you.
Also not just the media, but also the supreme hypocrisy of the tolerant, loving. What else do they call themselves?
Oh, yeah. The most tolerant, peaceful, compassionate. The most tolerant and compassionate people in the world. Kind of like the ones that tell you should kill yourself.
Yeah. And the kinds of people who, if you are black and you're not freaking, deep-throating Joe Biden, you're an Uncle Tom. Those people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I'm ready to begin. Whenever you're ready to begin,
Yeah,
I am ready to
supposed to be
begin.
family friendly on the public, Zach?
Yep, we're not recording.
I
right
didn't
now.
say any naughty words.
We're live.
I didn't say any naughty words.
Is that true? All right.
All right, so if you guys are both ready, I'll start the new recording. We've been streaming the whole time, but if you're both ready,
I'm ready.
cool.
Yes.
So go ahead and start us off in 3.
Hey, Zach, will you keep a tab on the time, please? And just keep it updated in the notes so Dad can see it, because he can't see it to counter.
Yeah, I did. I that's what I do. Basically, whenever we get
I know,
to-
but we still went an hour.
But you didn't. But okay, go on.
I did.
Come. Where was it?
It was on the freaking page notes.
Did you delete it?
Well,
I don't
yeah,
know.
after we started wrapping up.
Okay, all right, come on. We're wasting time now.
Okay, ready, set, go.
Once we hit 40
Just
minutes, I
keep-
always put a reminder in there.
Yeah, put one at 30. Put one at 30 and then 40.
Got it.
Because if you just do 40, then it only gives him 5 minutes to wrap his thoughts,
Okay.
which is impossible.
Well, that's what I've always done. I'll give a heads up at 30. All right. Ready? In 3, 2.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, and children of all ages, welcome to a brand new episode of Student of the Gun Radio. As I stir the honey into my throat coat tea. Hear that? Ding, 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 ding. That is not the intro to YYZ. That is me banging the spoon on my coffee cup. All right, what are we going to do? Or my teacup, I guess. Well, you want to see it? You want to see it? There you go. It's my freaking super cool limited edition mug there. My Mac SOG Mac. What do you want to talk about? I don't know. How about Brownell's bullet points? You want to talk about that? You want to talk about Brownell's is going to give you credit. They're going to give you credit for
But
being
first we have
for
to do
being
the
you.
opening.
Oh, I know that.
Oh, okay.
I'm telling them what we're going to talk about today.
Okay.
This is the intro part.
Okay.
We got a Student of the Gun homeroom brought to you by Crossbreed. We're going to talk about California gun laws and how well they work. And then we're going to talk about the Chipman nomination and whether or not we can go forward with criminal charges on this scumbag, because there is no statute of limitation on murder. No statute of limitations on murder. So we've got all that and more on today's super cool episode of Student of the Gun Radio.
Welcome to Student of the Gun Radio, proudly brought to you from the SDS Imports Studio. If you want quality that's affordable, visit SDSimports.com. We don't just talk guns and gear, we also discuss current events and politics, because guns are politics. Now sit back and listen louder to your co-host, CEO of Full 30, Jared Markle, and your beloved host, the pimp hand of America, Professor Paul Markle.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. I tried to get Kennedy's Minuteman speech, and I came up with something else, some stupid crap about, I don't know what. So let me find it. You guys,
Here, why don't you talk it?
Minuteman speech. Minuteman speech. What are you talking about? Oh, it's actually a very important speech by John F. Kennedy, and I wanted to remind you guys of it. We've got questions. You got questions. We've got answers. We had a statement from Monday. The statement on Monday was that if an employer, quote, requires as part of your employment that you get some kind of a vaccine or injection, and then you get sick, then that's a recordable health incident or job-related incident, and it has to be reported to OSHA. And then that opens you as an employer up to penalties, fines, and lawsuits. See, it's kind of like the same thing that we talked previously about these companies that say you, as an employee, must be disarmed. You can't have a gun on your person. You can't have a gun in your car. You're not allowed to bring one onto company property. So you're effectively disarmed. And how that basically opens them up. If you get harmed due to the fact that you are disarmed by your company policy, then the company is responsible. Then they assume the liability. And so even though I hate and despise tort lawyers most of the time, I would say that the tort lawyers should be lining up. And somebody's going to say, oh, no, but they get the government is granting an exemption. And that's when you should pump the brakes and say,
Excuse me, what?
Stop now. What? Yeah, because it's an emergency, you can't sue Pfizer or Merck or whomever if you die from their shot. They do what now? Yeah, you can't. If they could give you a shot and then you could die the next day and they're held harmless. Why? How and why would that be? So anyway, that was a comment from Brett Loy. All right, moving on. And if you guys are listening on Wednesday and you didn't catch the live show, you missed out on probably the cutest creature on planet Earth right now. My baby girl, Ruth. And she said, pimp hand. And then she said, I love you, Paga. She said, love you, Paga. Because she is awesome. You guys might not remember this, but all I really want is that. So John F. Kennedy delivered a speech. He delivered a speech. What was the date of the speech, Jared? I believe it was
January 29th, 1961.
That's right. January 29th, 1961, John Fitzgerald Kennedy delivered the following speech. And it was a long speech, but this is an excerpt from the speech. Today, we need a nation of Minutemen. Citizens who are not only prepared to take up arms, but citizens who regard the preservation of freedom as a basic purpose of their daily life and who are willing to consciously work and sacrifice for that freedom. The cause of liberty, the cause of America, cannot succeed with any lesser effort. Holy crap balls. (1961). What year is it? What year is it right now? 2021?
Correct.
So how many years has it been? 60. This is when you people in the audience are like, it's been 60 years since Kennedy? Yeah. We need a nation of Minutemen, citizens who are not only prepared to take up arms, but citizens who regard the preservation of freedom as a basic purpose of their daily life. How many people in your sphere of influence regard the preservation of freedom, of individual liberty, of the Constitution as the basic purpose of their daily life? Not just talk about it once in a while or, give a little thumbs up or a smiley face or whatever, but who actually regard the preservation as the purpose of their daily life. I rise every day to a new sun, and my purpose is the preservation of liberty. Right there. Defender of freedom. Are you a defender of freedom? It's not a joke. And this is a question you need to ask yourself. You need to go find that shiny piece of glass in your bathroom or bedroom, and you need to look at it, and you need to ask yourself, does individual liberty and freedom really matter to me, or am I more concerned about being comfortable? Because Kennedy reminds us, he goes, who are willing to consciously work and sacrifice for that freedom. You see, that's the trick. Everybody wants to be part of the cool club when it's easy. Everybody wants to be part of the Liberty Club and the flag waving club and stuff when it's easy, when it doesn't require effort or sacrifice. What did Thomas Paine call those people, Jared? What did he call them? Or Zach, you can.
Sunshine shoulders?
Yeah, sunshine shoulders.
Sunshine on my shoulders makes me happy. Summer soldiers and sunshine patriots.
Sunshine patriots.
Now everybody's got.
I had a thought in my head, and I need to write it down before it leaves.
Sunshine on my shoulders.
Now it left.
It's going to come back. All right, Zachary. I think it's time that we do the Brownells bullet points of the week. Do you concur?
I think that's a great idea.
All right, let's do that. Boom! Bing, bang, boom. And you know what I just discovered on brownells.com? What's that, Paul? I'm going to tell you. The AP5, the 9mm AP5 from Century, the one that we've displayed and discussed and showed you ad nauseum here, they've got them in stock for $19.99. And you say, oh, really? Now do they? All you guys who were crying that they were $24.99, well, here's the deal. They're all the way down to $19.99 right now, and that's probably as low as they're going to get. I don't know, but if you go to Brownells, you click on that, they've got this Credova. It's Credova, and it says monthly payments as low as $91. So if you can swing $91 a month, you can get your hot little hands on the AP5, which, boys, is that not the shiznit?
Yeah, it's really cool.
It's the freaking shiznit, okay? And the great thing about it is it basically is an MP5 clone. It's not an exact clone, but it's made on HK machinery. So it's that close. I'm holding my fingers apart. Now, obviously, HK makes different styles of guns, and so there are different models. But the reason I'm bringing this up is because the AP5 will accept many of the same accessories as an MP5 or the other companies that make MP5 clones. So if you're looking for a brace from SB Tactical, boom, you can put a brace from SB Tactical on this, and you can actually do it at your workbench. It doesn't require any machining or anything like that. You don't need to drill or tap or anything. You just remove the end cap, put the SB Tactical brace on there, and you're done. The front, the muzzle, 1/2x28 threaded. You remove the muzzle device, and you can thread on a suppressor. Boom. It comes with a red dot Picatinny rail. And also the forend, you don't like that forend. You say, I want a cool, super cool, sexy MP5 or HK style forend. And then, okay, fine. You can swap it. Boom, like that. So if you're interested in that and you're saying to yourself, I could probably swing $90 a month. Pop on over, man. And like I said, we talked about it a little bit on Monday. They've got all the frequently asked questions. They've got the form. They've got everything you need to fill out to get started. So hats off, my proverbial hat tip to the guys at Brownells for making it even easier for you.
Yeah, it's
the answer
pretty
is
cool.
you're
Like
welcome.
if you don't mind paying interest, then you can have super low payments to get the thing that you want. But if you don't want to pay interest, you have 90 days to do so.
Yeah, you can just break it up over 90 days and bing, bang, boom, pay it off.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the benefits here. The benefit list, it says they can approve you up to $5,000 at checkout, depending on the depending on the criteria. But it has no credit impact. There are no hard inquiries. And there are early buyout options. So it says you could tailor your financing experience with the ability to buy out of your contract at any time with no prepayment penalties.
So that's pretty righteous. So there you go. That is something that is brand new or relatively new from Brownells, and they're just trying to help a brother out. That's what they're trying to do.
And this is one of those things where if you've heard us in the past talk about, it's like if you can't afford the thing, just save up and buy it. Well, the interesting thing about this industry right now is if you have to save up for 3 months, it might not be there. You might not be able to get it.
Be gone. Yeah, I know. But they're like, oh, I'll just wait.
So it's
I'll wait and get one
now.
later. Yeah. And then later comes and that one is gone. You're like,
it's like, well, dang, I wish I would have got it back then.
All right, so check them out at brownells.com. And, of course, text BRN to 556-233 to find out what's what. All right.
Do not ask.
We reminded you guys, or we didn't actually remind you. We're going to remind you today because on Monday we introduced you to a new friend. We have a new friend, and they're called silencercentral.com. You used to think, man, it's just too darn hard. Can I say that? DAM? Like to stop the water from going through?
Yeah.
That's one of the ones you can say on the radio.
Oh, okay. It's too darned hard. That's it. You thought it's too darned difficult to get a suppressor, too much paperwork, too much red tape. It's really not. So the way it was explained to me years ago is you actually go through more paperwork to buy a car than you do to buy a suppressor. Of course. And I was about to say, but you can take your car home that day. No, you can't.
Not anymore.
It used to be.
Trust me, I know.
Wow. So, check out our new friends at silencercentral.com. They can help you find the suppressor that you want, fill out all the forms, set up the trust, and then as an added benefit, you do all the paperwork. They give you the thumbs up. They're like, all right, we submitted everything. Boom. And once it's approved, we'll send it to your house in a box. And you're like, do what now? I don't have to travel and I don't have to find a class 3 guy or whatever and go there. They're like, nope. We do everything, set you up, and then we'll send it to your house. And they have financing. So they got 4 easy payment financing. So a few of your excuses for not owning a suppressor #gun muffler just went out the window. So there you go. All right. Let's move on. What day is it? Wednesday? Yes, it is. It's still Wednesday. Did we? What day is today? The date is officially 9/15. You say, all right, who cares? What does that matter? Well, that means you have 2 weeks left to sign up for the SDS gun giveaway. 2 weeks to sign up to win the unique, one-of-a-kind Papa X-Ray Niner Gen 2. Jared, did you do what I asked you to during the break and get that gun to hold it up to the camera and show everybody?
Yeah, I did. It's right here.
All right.
I have it. Do you want me to do it? Or
yeah.
do you want me to just
no, I just want
about
you
it
to
and
tell me
pretend-
that you did. Yeah.
Just pretend that I didn't bring it. Here it is.
So there you go. That is the Papa X-Ray Niner Gen 2. And now that you're seeing it, it is in FDE, flat, dark earth with black accents. Black controls, a black barrel, the frame and the slide are flat, dark earth. And you say, well, that's cool, but I could just buy one of those online. No, you can't, because there's only one flat, dark earth PX9, and Jared is holding it.
It's literally unobtainium.
It's unobtainium. And the way you can obtainium it is you can go to SOTGgiveaway.com and, you can sign up, and you might be the one who wins that. Yeah, it might be the one.
We need a couple of pair of Student of the Gun sights with this. If there is a cut that will fit them, I think that would be pretty cool.
You could probably look that up.
Yeah,
but if it'd have to be Glock MP5 or PX or PC9 P10 Charlie Charlie. That's
wonder
it.
If we could.
The CZ P10 Charlie. Now they
feels great.
Regular ones for it. But yes, we're partnering with SDS Imports to give you guys guns all year long, and that is the first one. That is a super unique one, so I hope you guys appreciate that fact. And Jared's going to bring it over here this week, and I'm going to put my paws on it, and we'll touch it.
A beveled magwell.
Beveled magwell. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. All right, so we talked about that.
Wait, hold on.
Well,
to enter this, you have to go to SOTGgiveaway.com, and that's where you go to enter this giveaway.
Didn't I say that?
I don't know.
Okay.
I was paying attention to this thing.
You're playing with the gun. All right. Duracoat, why?
Ooh.
Because
life is too short to have an ugly gun.
That's right. Life's too short to have an ugly gun. Jared's having too much fun. Oh, yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And on Monday, we talked about and we displayed on the video feed my High Point C9 pimp gun. That's right, the pimp gun that I did with a Duragold. I did it with the Duragold and the cash print grips. And you know what? If you want to get people all ginned up on the socialist media, I could drop another picture of that on there. Because that's one of those guns, the High Point, especially the pimped out gold one, people cannot ignore it. They either think it's the coolest thing they've seen all day, or they just, it's kind of like the fire extinguisher gun. It can't be ignored. Nobody just says, oh, that's nice, and moves on with their day. Nope, they can't do it. They can't do it. Now, if you had a High Point C9 or any of their guns, I don't care, and you wanted to Duracoat it or put cash print grips on or do whatever you want, I don't care. You're an American. And they do have the threaded barrel model, which is soon, I've been told, Jared, that the parties are working together to get that one of those into my hands. So as soon as that occurs, as soon as that happens, I will tell you freaks, and then we can all be happy. Let's all be happy together. How's that sound? All right. All right. So being Wednesday, it is time for me to shut the hole under my nose and let Zach talk.
Is the perfect place to go if you are a student of the gun. Whether you want to expand your brain, increase your marksmanship, or help keep your family safe. All that, plus the pimp hand brands that you love. ShopSOTG.com has almost anything that an American patriot would want. Education, enlightenment, and entertainment, and we're open 24/7. Check out ShopSOTG.com today and see for yourself.
Yes, indeed. That is exactly what you should do. You should shop SOTG.com because we got all that good stuff. We got all that good stuff there. All right, ladies and gentlemen, student of the gun homeroom, we bring it to you every week thanks to the generosity of our good buddies at crossbreedholsters.com. And I wanted to remind you guys that if you do go there, which you should, to get your next rig, use the promotional code SOTG. Save yourself some money. Zach, play the intro song. Boom. Dangerous by Madison Rising. And the theme of the homeroom is to be dangerous on demand. Yes, indeed, to be dangerous on demand. And how can you do that? Carry your freaking gun.
Yep. You carry the Fundamental 4, lethal, sharp, bright, medical.
So, California, they be having all them laws. You see, if you listen to the scumbag Democrat pieces of human filth in the world, they'll tell you that more laws keep us safe. Right? Yeah. That's what we need we just need one more law. We have 10,000 different gun laws on the books right now, but that's not enough. We need one more. We need another one. And this is when you say, but isn't it? Somebody give this. Do you have the story open in front of you, Jared?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sidewalk diners robbed at gunpoint on Melrose in terrifying incident caught on video.
Melrose Avenue, which is where? It
Los
says,
Angeles.
Well, that's the reporting agency. Somebody told me that Melrose was a district of San Francisco.
Melrose.
Or maybe
Avenue.
not. Maybe it's LA. Okay, well, it's LA. All right. I don't know California geography.
There's a Melrose Circle in Taylorsville, Utah.
Oh, okay. Well, cool. All right. So Los Angeles, KABC.com.
It's one of LA's most famous streets. Okay, I'll close that. A terrifying armed robbery of sidewalk diners on Melrose Avenue was caught on camera. The video shows two men walking up with, or several people dining on the sidewalk. One man points a gun and they both start to rifle through the shocked customers' belongings, grabbing purses, wallets, and shopping bags before running away on foot. The whole sequence took less than 20 seconds. The robbery happened Tuesday afternoon at a restaurant on Melrose Avenue in Fairfax Village. LAPD detectives are investigating. Local residents,
good for them.
Local residents and business owners say that they have grown increasingly concerned about a rise in brazen crime in the popular shopping district.
What? Oh,
Shocking,
here we go.
Said
Shocking.
Eiler, yeah. Who lives nearby. That's terrifying. I live in this neighborhood and hang out all the time. I had no idea that was happening. Last month, this is crazy. Last month, a store employee at Shoe Palace in the Fairfax district was fatally shot after a dispute over a raffle. Police later arrested a 16-year-old suspect. In March, a man was assaulted and robbed at gunpoint in Melrose and West Hollywood. And in February, there were reports of several robberies of Rolex watches taken from people in walking on the street in Melrose.
People walking. So people were like literally just walking down the street and a dude jacked them and stole their watch from them. But where is this taking place? In Poland and in Paris and Is this in the Czech Republic, Jared?
No.
Where is it? In California?
Yeah.
This whole story is a lie. This whole story is Republican Trump propaganda, because what do we know about California? They have the best, most reasonable gun laws in the world, right? Don't they? So this can't possibly be happening, because in California, you can't just get a permit to carry a gun. And sure as heck fire is not a constitutional carry state. California is a restrictive may issue state, which means if you think you want to carry a gun, you have to go to the sheriff and demonstrate and prove to the sheriff and convince the sheriff or the chief of police that you have the need to carry one. So that being the case, how are all these bad guys? Jared, I'm kind of confused. So these criminals that are shooting people and robbing them at gunpoint while they eat brunch, did they all go to the sheriff and get concealed carry permits?
Absolutely. Yeah. 100%.
So, okay, well, they know who they are then, because all these criminals, all these robbers and thieves, they all have concealed carry permits, which means their names and IDs and fingerprints are all on file. So they can just go get them, right? This is in California. People are like, what is this guy talking about? Of course they don't have concealed carry permits. They're criminals. Oh, crap. Are you trying to tell me that criminals are going to do whatever they want regardless of the permit system and regardless of the gun laws, that criminals are still going to do criminal things? But Jared, don't they have like ammo, don't they have like ammo laws and waiting periods and magazine restrictions and all that stuff in California?
Mm.
You know, in California, if you're Smith & Wesson or Ruger or Colt or High Point or anybody, in order for your guns to be sold in that state, the state has to pre-approve them.
Yeah, you have to send the state a free gun to...
You actually have to send them 3. You have to gift the state 3 guns.
3 of them.
You have to give them 3 guns before they will decide whether or not your peasant company is allowed to sell them within the borders of the glorious People's Republic of California. No, you have to send them to them for free, and they keep them. So it's a pretty sweet deal. Maybe I should do that.
Yeah, how do I get that deal?
I'm going to declare encampment.
Send me 3 guns.
I'm going to declare myself the gun czar of Saratoga, Wyoming. And if you want, you have to send me 3 identical free guns, and then I'll let you know whether you can. So you can't. You're not allowed. You can't do that, Paul. You're dumb. You're not part of the state.